Hello there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you the IM3 2.6 Extra Practice Number 3 solutions on special products and factors. This one has got a nice little riddle that goes with it, so let's take a look at that. So here's our riddle. We're trying to solve this one. Why didn't Klutz do any homework on Saturday? So the idea here is we've got a collection of different things that we have to either multiply out, as in the case of this upper left sort of quadrant, or we have to factor it like all the other three quadrants. So there's a little bit of multiplying and a whole bunch of factoring, and it looks like all of this is using our shortcut a squared minus b squared equals a plus b, a minus b. Now the idea here is, let's say you multiply some stuff out and you see that I goes with option, I don't know, 15. It probably doesn't, but whatever. Then you would put I in the box number 15 down below. So that's how we're going to match these up as we go. All right, let's give it a try. Trick on all of these is going to be to use our a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared shortcut. So basically, square the first thing, square the second thing, minus in the middle. A squared minus b squared. So in this case, first thing squared is a squared. Squaring the second thing is going to give us a 25, so minus 25. Looking over here on the left, I see a squared minus 25 under 6. So that means 6 is going to get our initial I of the puzzle. So there we go. Next up, we've got the first and only D of the puzzle. So here we go. Squaring the first thing gives me 4. Squaring the second thing, that's going to be 9a squared. So I'll be doing minus 9a squared. 4 minus 9a squared is 15. So we have 15 getting a D. This one, we have problem E. Squaring my first thing, I get 49a squared. Squaring 1 gives me 1, and then I have to subtract that. So 49a squared minus 1, that's going to be 13. So we've got 13 with an E. This next one, which is an N, the first N of the puzzle, is kind of snazzy. We've got a squared that needs to get squared itself. So a squared squared is going to be a to the 4th. We're multiplying the exponent times 2. 6 squared is 36, so we have minus 36 then. So a to the 4th minus 36, that's going to be 24. So we have 24 getting an N. For this one, which is the first A of the puzzle, we have 4a getting squared, so that's 16a squared. Second thing squared is b squared, so we have minus b squared. 16a squared minus b squared is number 4. So we've got 4a. Now we've got the first problem O of the puzzle, and this looks like a lot of fun squaring happening here. 2a squared, if I square that, I'm going to have a 4a to the 4th. And then 5b, if I square that, that's going to be 25b squared. All of that going to be subtracted. And it looks like I've got all that stuff under 17 here, so we have 17 with an O. Now we're on to the factoring problems, and we're starting off with the second E of this puzzle. So all of these, since these are all a squared minus b squared kind of setups, we're going to do a plus b times a minus b. So basically square root the two things and stick them in two parentheses, one with a plus, one with a minus. Square root of n squared is n. Square root of 49 is 7, so we'll do n plus 7 and n minus 7, which gives us 2 over here. So we've got 2 with an E. Now we're on to the second A of the puzzle. Square root of n squared is n. Square root of 1 is 1, so we have n plus 1 and n minus 1. Those two parentheses are number 8 here, so we've got 8 getting that second A. We've got the second n of the puzzle. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of n squared is n, so we've got 9 plus n and 9 minus n. And that's right here with 18, so we've got 18n. Here we have the one and only problem H of the whole puzzle. Square root of 4n squared gives us 2n. Square root of 9 is 3, so 2n plus 3, and then 2n minus 3. So that's right up here with number 1. So the very first letter is an H. Here we go with the second I of the puzzle. Square root of 49 n squared, that's going to be 7n. Square root of 16 is 4, so 7n plus 4, and 7n minus 4, which is going to give us this one right here, number 20. So 20 is an I. For this next one, we have the third E of the puzzle. Square root of 144, I just kind of happen to know that that's 12. A dozen. And then square root of 25n squared is 5n, and we'll add 5n, and then we'll do 12 minus 5n. So that gives us number 10 here. So 10 is an E. This one is the only S of the whole puzzle, which is kind of interesting. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of y squared is y. So x plus y and x minus y, which gives us number 5 over here. So 5 is that one S. This next one, we have the third I of the puzzle. Lots of I's in this one. Square root of 4x squared is going to be 2x. Square root of 49y squared, that's going to be a 7y. And we'll do plus 7y, and then 2x minus 7y. And that's going to give us this one here, number 22. So that's over here, that's an I. And still really no idea what this puzzle is going to come out to. These letters are kind of all over the place with lots of vowels. Now we have the first W, problem W of this puzzle. Square root of 81x squared, that's going to be 9x. Square root of 100y squared, that's 10y. So 9x plus 10y and 9x minus 10y. And that's right here up at the top, number 3. So 3 then is going to get that W. So there we are, 3W. So it looks like he was. Maybe that's the first couple words. This problem is the fourth E, which isn't a shocker. E is a pretty common letter. But now square root of 36x squared, that's 6x. Square root of 121y squared, that's going to be 11y. So plus 11y and 6x minus 11y. And then that's number 11. That's a nice coincidence there. So 11 is getting an E. Wow, 2 E's in a row. Here we go with the second O of the puzzle. Square root of 9x squared is 3x. Square root of 64y squared is going to be 8y. So 3x plus 8y and 3x minus 8y. And that's down here at 23. So 23 gets an O. Now we are on to the third N of the problem, the puzzle. Square root of x to the fourth. To take the square root of something with an exponent, you can divide the exponent by 2. So that's x squared. Square root of 400 is 20. So x squared plus 20 and x squared minus 20. And since we have x squareds, we should always look to see if we can factor it further, but we can't because 20 is not a perfect square. So looking for that answer choice now, it looks like that's number 7. So 7 is N. Next one is the only problem T of the puzzle. Square root of a to the sixth, dividing that exponent by 2, we have a to the third, a cubed. Square root of b to the fourth is b squared. So a cubed plus b squared and a cubed minus b squared. And that is one of our answer choices, 21 right there. So 21 is going to be a T right there. Here's the only problem C of the puzzle. Square root of 25a to the 8th. So we have a 5, and a to the 8 divided by 2 gives me a to the 4th. So 5a to the 4th. And then square root of 9b to the 4th, that's going to be a 3b squared. So plus 3b squared. And 5a to the 4th minus 3b squared, which looks to be number 16 right there. So 16 is a C. Next up, we have the second W of the puzzle. Square root of a squared b squared is just ab, so that kind of works out nicely. Square root of 36 is 6, so plus 6, and ab minus 6. And that's pretty easy to spot. That's right here, number 9. So 9 is W. Here is the only problem D of the puzzle. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of a to the 4th, b to the 6th. We're dividing our exponents by 2. So that's a squared b cubed. And we're going to do plus a squared b cubed, and then 4 minus a squared b cubed. And that's going to be number 19 right there. So 19 is a D. Okay, only 2 problems left, and one of them is a K. So square root of a squared b to the 4th, that's going to be ab squared. Again, just dividing our exponents by 2. Square root of c to the 8th, that's c to the 4th. So we'll do plus c to the fourth and ab squared minus c to the fourth. And that is going to be number 12 right there. So 12 gets a k. So now we are on to our fourth n of the puzzle, which is also the last problem of the whole puzzle. And I think we know where that's going to go, but let's just do it out. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of a to the 16th. Remember, we're dividing the exponents by 2. So this is 2a to the 8th. Square root of 225, I happen to know that's 15, but you could use a calculator if you wanted. So we've got plus 15 and 2a to the 8th minus 15. And that is right there, number 14, big surprise. So that's getting an n, and we have now filled in all the letters and can move on to solving the puzzle. So our puzzle riddle then, again, was why didn't Klutz do any homework on Saturday? So we have a he, W-A-S, I think that's was, and then we have in, a, and then this looks like weekend. Everyone's always looking for the weekend. A weekend, and then C-O-N-D-I-T-I-O-N, that's a big word, condition. He was in a weekend condition, or is it a weakened, like not strong, weakened condition? Very punny. Till next time, Mr. Sutton signing off.